How's it going, David from Comic Book Investments? So the CGC fraud saga continues. This is what we're on volume 2 now, volume 3, maybe even it's volume 10. Maybe there's volumes I don't even know that existed before I even was around. But yes, the CGC fraud continues. If you guys don't remember, maybe it was like a year or so ago. I have no idea anymore. Maybe about a year ago, there was people that are cracking out the cases and they're switching out the labels to get more 9/8s, more 9/8s, more 9/8s. And CGC made a list of all the serial numbers that they caught. But this one's kind of new because this one is not a 9/8, it's a 9/4. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on. That normally what the people would do was they would take a 9. I believe this is how they did it. They would take a 9/8 book that they got a 9/8. They would switch out the books and send it in with the label. So they switch out with like a 9/4 and then send it in with the label. And then they would get like with a cracked case or whatever it was. And then they would get that 9/4 book now with a 9/8 label. But they still have that original actual 9/8 book again that they would send and get a 9/8 and switch it and boom, 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 over and over and over again. But this one is for a 9/4. Now, it's not this book right here. This book, if you want to win this book, we're giving this book away for free at our website, collectorscomics.com. All you have to go over there and enter the giveaway. We also have an auction going on right now. So this was brought to my attention by Keep It Geeky. He's brought a couple things to my attention. So I always like it when people bring things to my attention. I mean, I can't be everywhere all the time, all at once. I'm not Superman. So this was brought to my attention. This is a Spider-Man 300 9/4 CGC graded. It's on CGC. It is listed for around $750, no bids, or you can buy it now for $1,000. And this person has okay feedback, 114. That's decent. Not nothing to blow your nose at. Whatever that means, I don't even know. but anyways, so how is this fraud? Why would this 9/4 be fraud? And they don't even notice it as a newsstand edition. It is a newsstand, but they don't notice on the label. So this is kind of an older CGC label because they've only really started doing like labeling newsstands like within the past like year or two. I think about 2 years now. So this is where I'm not really sure what's going on, because if you go take the serial number and put it in the CGC, it comes up with this note. Look at it. It says, contact Report Fraud Collectibles Group, that's CGC, if you own or are offered this book. It is report fraud. It doesn't say anything in the notes, doesn't say anything about it being newsstand, anything like that. But it is saying that it is fraud. Now, could this be part of the old fraud that happened before? But all those were mostly 9/8s. And this is a 9/4. And this is older because it doesn't have the newsstand labeling. Now, maybe this person was switching out books and was like, I'm not going to go for the 9/8s. I'm going to go for the 9/4s, and mistakenly put it in as a newsstand in there because it says it was graded. Grade date was 2008. So 2008. So how is this fraud? How is this one fraud? The only thing that would come to mind, something from 2008 that they now are labeling as fraud, was it belonged to a person they found was a fraudster, and then they're just labeling everything they ever sent in as fraud. That's why it doesn't have the newsstand label, is because on the actual label, is because it was graded in 2008. And like I said, they only did it like a couple of years ago. So that's the only thing I can think of. So do not buy this book, number one, the one on eBay. Now, could we say that it's from this, whatever this guy's name's, Rob Blog, MS Cards, I don't know, whatever his handle is that the person committing fraud? I don't think so. But I don't know for sure. But I imagine he just got this book because it was graded in 2008. It's very unlikely that someone graded in 2008 and has kept it all this years and now it is selling it. Most of the time, these books, especially Spider-Man 300, have changed hands multiple times. Now, it could be that they took a comic that was graded from 2008, because I want to say back in 2008, their CGC cases and labels did not look like this. I feel like this is like a new case and new label, or newer, than 2008, because 2008 is a long time ago. I think they had like the thinner case. This is like a thicker case. So maybe this was originally graded in 2008, but then they had a cracked case and they sent it in recently to get recased. So I don't know how CGC works. If they recase it, do they keep the original grade date of 2008, but it's been recased in, say, 2020, 2021, or 2024, whenever it was recased? Do they keep the original grade date, or do they now update that grade date to say when it was recased? So that could also be there. I'm trying to go through all these speculations. I don't know for certain. All I know is you have to report it as fraud. So you should not buy this book. There's something going on with this book. I don't know if it's going on with everything this person has, if it's just, we can look up another book. Okay, I looked up his Spider-Man 252-94 that he also has for sale. He doesn't have too many books for sale. This was graded in 2017. It is a newsstand, but does not notate it on the label, so that makes about sense, a 2017 graded book. So this one is not, fraud, but maybe they missed it. Maybe they missed it because the stuff that the person has is kind of the books that would be fraud, like Spider-Man 300, 252, Secret Wars 8. That's the kind of stuff that was all over that list that CGC sent out saying that it was fraud. So I really don't know what's going on with this book, to be honest. So if you have any ideas on why this would be flagged as fraud, of all the books to be flagged, why this one? Why a 9.4? Why does it say it was graded in 2008 when clearly it has a case and a label that is from probably 2015, 16, whenever they switched over their labels and case? I'm open for any ideas. Now, is this opening up a new can of worms? Is this opening a brand new saga, a brand new volume going into CGC of like more fraud coming out? All these, it was a big deal before. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe we'll, what was it? Newsstand 99? I think he first brought it to the attention. Maybe he can investigate this, go through his feelers that he had out before and figure out this out, or if this is just a continuation from the previous saga. Don't know. All I know is this what's happening. At least CGC is putting it on. So if you look up these serials, that's why you have to look up these serial numbers. You look it up, at least good on CGC for putting it out there, so at least people know that this is a fraud. Yeah, it's a straight up, it doesn't say like, it literally says, don't buy this book. If you own it or are offered, do not buy this book, report it as fraud. So that's not like, maybe this could be fraud. This is straight up, they deemed it as fraud. And I doubt they would say it like, oh, it could be fraud. They would put this on there. So it's definitely something's going on with this book. I don't know, maybe it's a restored book that they slipped in there in an unrestored label. I don't know. Be kind of interesting what's going on. So you guys out there, you do some investigating. I'll just be the journalist in this thing. I'll just announce it to everyone. Not the investigative journalist, is the person that tells you about it. But yeah, that's as far as I go. So maybe you guys have some connections. I know 99 Newsstand has talked to Matt Nelson, who is president of CGC. So maybe they can shed some light on that, stuff like that. Anyways, sleuths, go out there, do your thing. Have a good day.